and welcome to my platform, and thank you for watching my channel. Please do remember to subscribe, share if you care, and hit the notification bell. So today I'm deciding to make some side lamps. I was inspired because I don't have any and I hated getting up at night to go switch off the lamp. I mean, it was such a distance. Call me lazy, but yeah. And then I also realized that some of the lamps or the kind of lamp that I wanted was quite expensive. So I said, hey, you know what? Let me give this a whirl. And here you can see I bought 2 plastic bowls, and all I did was just use a hot glue gun, and then I glued them together. Now it has a nice silver trimming in the middle, or rather at the edge of the bowl, so it kind of automatically does the little detail on its own. I decided not to change that because I kind of liked the effect. After I stuck the 2 together, I let it dry. Mind you, I made 2 of these. Afterwards, I took a paper towel roll that you use in the kitchen, and I realized it wasn't long enough. So I also took some toilet paper roll, and then I just glued the edge over there and I slid it into the paper towel roll because it was slightly smaller, and the toilet paper roll was a bit more flexible. It wasn't as hard. I used my glue gun to glue them together, and it was pretty much one long pole. Now when I glued these, I made sure that the paper towel roll was the same length as the other one, so that I don't have one lamp that is taller than the other one. So here you can see the bowls, or the hot glue gun has dried up, and I just let it sit there for a while. And here I'm just going to use these wooden sticks to put into the paper towel roll. And before I do that, I just circled where I want the paper towel roll to go into the bowls. Now I take the paper towel roll and I measure and see where I want the sticks to go through. I don't want it too low because then it's not going to look nice and you won't see the paper towel roll because I'm going to color it gold. So I made it a bit higher so that it gives a bit of space in between the bowl and the lamp itself. I then copied the place where I wanted the sticks to go through on the other paper towel roll. So I decided to use a fork to make the holes because I didn't want the holes to be too big, and I didn't have anything that I could use to sort of poke it. A knife wouldn't work because it would just cut a straight line. So I decided, let me use this grilling fork to make the holes, which worked perfectly. Now these wooden sticks were the perfect size because they fit so beautifully, and they were so, what's the word, petite. I didn't have to do any cutting. They just fit so perfectly. It went right through the paper towel hole and it sat perfectly. There you can see I did one side and then I'm doing the other side. Now I did it as a crisscross shape so that when I do put the lamp on top, it holds it from all sides. After I did that, I used my glue gun just to secure the wooden sticks so that they don't move about and it sits perfectly and steadily. Please do remember to subscribe if it is your first time here, and thank you so much for watching again if it is your second time or third time or fourth time. Now here you can see it's completely dry, and you can see the little trimming I was talking about. Here is where I made the mark for the paper towel to go through, and then I will take my wire and measure how big I want my lamp to be. Now I could have gone to the market and just bought a lamp top, which I did, but I just thought, it would be fun to make my own kind of lamp. Just to see what kind of creativity I could get out of myself. And besides, I like drama, so I think the normal lampshades are just a bit dull, but I had a vision in mind, and I just wanted to see how it would come out if I used that vision. So I measured up the wire. I just used normal wire that you can get from a hardware store. And then after I cut the wire to size, I put it on some sticky tape, which is normal masking tape. And then I put a hot glue gun. Now, I would advise you not to use a hot glue gun because when I did that, it didn't really stick. So what I should have done is put the hot glue gun on the one side, let it be tacky, and then add the other one. But even if you don't use a hot glue gun, it turns out perfectly fine. Just make sure you wrap your masking tape quite tightly and quite a generous amount around the wire. Now here you can see I've made 4 of these round wired bits. I made 4 because each lamp is going to need 2, one for the top and one for the bottom. Here I used a table mat. I liked these table mats because it gave that lampy look. I couldn't find a material that was quite like this, but I liked the table mats because they were quite hard. Now what I should have done was gotten some kind of a board, so a flexible but hard board where I could stick the table mats to size and then apply it on the wire. But I thought of this only afterwards because this kind of keeps the the mat smooth. You'll see at a later stage the mat doesn't really sit very smoothly around the wire. So that's my advice to you. Rather get a nice flexible board, like a project board, that you can use to put the mat on, and then cut it to size and then wrap it around the wire and then glue it onto the wire. But this way works just as fine. It wasn't too bad because I covered it up with another placemat. So I also cut some wires that would attach to the top of the lamp, which you can see the round part is the top, and then I put the other round part at the bottom of this wire, so to connect the two to make sort of like a wheel, if you will. And then I used my pliers and a wire cutter to do this whole process. There you can see the final product, but I'll be honest, it's not as straight as I would have liked it, but it meant undoing the whole thing. So I just bent it on the side so that it is, they complement sizes, or the sizes at least reach each other. So if one is 40 centimeters, for example, I bent it so that the one that is 60 centimeters matches the height of the other one. I hope that makes sense. After I did that, I took some wire and then I wrapped it around the paper towel, and then I attached it to the other wire, which will be attached to the bottom. Now here it was an absolute dismal fail. I tried to drill through the plastic, but it just wasn't working, and my poor drill was suffering. I don't know why I thought I could drill through this. It's so funny because it goes so beautifully through concrete, but the minute you put it on plastic, my, what a nightmare. So the solution was to use a smoldering iron, which I got at the local store, hardware store, and I just put it on high. I took the smoldering iron and then I started inserting it in the hole that I had originally made, and it was cutting through that plastic like a hot knife through butter. So the smoldering iron definitely worked, and it was much smoother and cleaner cut, and I didn't really have a problem being able to do this. Now here you can see the hole came out beautifully. It was perfect to size. I was very pleased with myself, and that's the piece that I got out. With the smoldering iron, the plastic dries up very quickly, so you don't have to worry about any wet plastic. So I put my pole through, and as you can see, it fit perfectly. Now with this, I'm going to take the mat that was there previously, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sides there folded, and then I put pins around it. That was for me to just measure where I'm going to put the mat on the shade lamp. Now here's the part that I was talking about, where I said that it would have been better if you had gotten a cardboard, because you can see there's sort of like dents in the mat that goes all the way around the lamp. It's not a big deal, but if you want a smoother, more professional look, I would recommend that. But I wasn't too worried because I was going to cover that up with another mat to create a very unique kind of design. But if you don't want to do that, you can just use a poster cardboard, and you can glue that to the lamp skeleton. So basically I just use my hot glue gun across the entire sides of this lamp, and there's the fold that I was talking about. But like I said, not to worry too much. If you cover it up later, then it's fine. I cut the sides just so that they can go around the wires that were in the way. So I just cut the sides of the mat so that it can go nicely over the parts where the wire was sticking out. As you can see, it's coming along really nicely. I was so thrilled. I think I had butterflies in my stomach. I love to see a creation come to life, but I was super excited. And there you go. There you have it. That is the lamp. Now that's the lamp without any light in it. I will put a light in it in just a moment. It is a portable light that I got from the electronic store. And all you do is you just put in your batteries and you put it there on top of the paper towel roll, and it sits perfectly and beautifully. As you can see, it doesn't give any problems. And that's the mat I was talking about, where I just put on top. and I glued that with a paper glue. Rather, no, not a paper glue, a glue gun. I just cut the mat in half because I wanted that top part of the mat to kind of stick up and a little bit messy. I really liked that look, and it turned out very beautifully. I would recommend you buy about 5 mats for the size that I did anyway. Now, when using the hot glue gun, make sure you use it neatly on this one. So just put a little bit on small parts, maybe just the 4 corners and maybe 2 spots there in the center as well. And then you can put the hot glue gun over there in those spots, just so that it doesn't look messy. This is the final product. I absolutely loved it. Don't worry too much about the see-through part of the lamp. But I wish I had cut the lamp on the edges a bit more. I think it was a bit thick, as you can see, but it still looked good. So with the next one, I'll probably do the same thing. Now, one thing I noticed when I put the lamp on top is that it was a bit unstable. So just to keep it a bit more stable, I added hot glue gun. Now, here's a commercial lampshade that you can buy at the store, and it looks just as beautiful. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please do remember to subscribe, share if you care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!